All right, class, now we are going to move on to our science lesson. So if you look up here on our big whiteboard, we have two pictures. We have a picture of a birthday cake, and then we also have a picture of the Grand Canyon. Now I want you guys to turn to your shoulder buddy, and I want you to discuss what you think these two things might have in common. So turn to your shoulder buddy now. Perfect. Would anyone like to share their thinking? Cameron?
We decided that we both think they have layers.
They have layers. Awesome answer. I love your thinking. So now we are going to look at our whiteboard. And we are going to read our objective of the day. Our objective is given 10 pictures of rocks. A student will be able to identify sedimentary rocks with no errors. So yesterday we learned about igneous rocks. So I'm going to have you guys take out your notes that you have from our igneous rocks yesterday. And kind of just look over and review what you wrote for a moment. So how do we predict that sedimentary rocks are formed? Oh, Freddie? Great answer. I love your thinking. Anyone else? Oh, Isabella? Yes, great job. All right, I'm going to call on one more. Carter?
Weathering.
Perfect, great answer. We're going to learn all about that today. So now I'm going to show you on our projector a chart on sedimentary rocks. So in this chart, the first step of sedimentary rocks is weathering. And if you look on here, it says first the rocks are weathered and they're broken down into smaller pieces called sediments. Then the second process is erosion. Now during this erosion, the sediments get eroded or carried by rivers. Then we have deposition, which the rivers then deposit or drop the sediments into larger bodies of water where they form layers, just like that picture we saw of the Grand Canyon. Then we have compaction, where the weight of these layers in the water compact, or they're going to squish those sediments together. Then we have cementation, where the dissolved minerals in the water cement, or they're going to glue those sediments together. And then the last step is the sedimentary rock. After millions of years, the sedimentary rocks are formed. So we're going to flip those pages to a nice blank page in your notes. And then I want you guys to write sedimentary rocks on the top of that page. Great. Now under some of your desks, I have taped 4 different facts about sedimentary rocks. So if you have a fact, please raise your hand because you're going to bring that fact up. You're going to write it on the whiteboard, and then we are going to say it out loud. And you guys are going to copy those facts into your notes. So please raise your hand if you have a fact. Timmy? All right, Timmy, come on up to the board. Yep, you can write it right on the board here. So Timmy's fact says sedimentary rocks are formed from sediment. They are deposited over time and they show layers, which can be shown in cliffs. Make sure you guys are writing that down in your notes. Awesome job, Timmy. You can go sit down. Oh, Parker. Parker, you have a fact. Come on, bring it up. Write it on the board. So Parker's fact says sediments are usually formed from matter, which falls to the bottom of oceans and lakes. This includes rocks, dead animals, plants, and microorganisms. Make sure you guys are writing that down. Great job, Parker. You can go have a seat. Callie, all right, Callie, come on up. Write your fact on the board. So Callie's fact says among the 3 major types of rocks, fossils are mostly found in sedimentary rocks. Make sure you guys are writing that. All right, Callie, you can go have a seat. All right, we have one more fact. Tommy, all right, Tommy, come write it up here. So Tommy's fact says the defining characteristic of sedimentary rocks is that it is formed in layers. The layers can be distinguished by different colors, particle size, and type of cement. I'll give you guys a few more moments to write that down. All right, you can go have a seat. Great job, guys. So now we are going to have our table captains. Please go collect your table number bins in the back of the classroom. Perfect. So today for our project, we are going to form our own sedimentary layers. In our materials, we have 3 different colors of Play-Doh, and then you have items such as Legos, twigs, and animals that are going to act as our fossils. We are going to flatten each layer of Play-Doh, and then we're going to add things in between the layers. So you guys are going to watch me under our projector so I can show you guys step by step what we're going to do. So first, we're going to pick one color of Play-Doh. Just take a little bit of a handful. Make sure we are in our seats, sitting down. Now we're going to flatten it just like this. We're going to flatten that first layer of Play-Doh. All right. Now what do we think is going to go next? Cameron.
A fossil.
Yeah, so we are going to grab one of our items. Could be an animal, a Lego piece, a twig, and you're going to stick that right on top of your layer. Just like I'm doing. Now we are going to get another color, and that's going to be our second layer. So grab a handful of another layer of Play-Doh. We're going to flatten it out. And we're going to put it on top of our fossil. What kind of animal fossils do you think could be in these layers? I want you to turn to your group and discuss your answer.
I think they can make other fossils because
Awesome. Now we're going to add one more item right on top of that layer, just like I'm doing. And then we are going to pick our last color of Play-Doh, our last layer. We are going to flatten it for that last layer. Now while we're doing this, I want you to discuss with your table why you think there are fossils in sedimentary rocks. Why do we think those happen?
Millions of years when animals die.
Perfect. Now I want you guys to clean up your materials. Make sure you put this right color Play-Doh in the right container. that up. Make sure you put your items back in the cup. Make sure everything's cleaned up. Table captains, you can take your bin and go return it to the back table, please. Awesome. Great job, guys. Make sure we have no materials left on our desk from the Play-Doh.
Yes.
All right, so now I want you guys to take out your whiteboards. Great job. Now I'm going to show you guys 3 different pictures on our projector of different rocks. And you guys are going to write after each rock on our whiteboard, whether we think it's an igneous rock, like we learned yesterday, or a sedimentary rock. Then I'm going to count to 3, and all together we're going to hold our whiteboards up. So this is our first rock, as you guys can see on the projector. Please write either sedimentary or igneous on your whiteboard. I'll give you guys a few seconds. Make sure you guys are doing this silently. We are just writing our answer on our whiteboard. We are not discussing it. All right, 1, 2, 3. Awesome. All right. Great job. You guys can erase those answers. All right, we're going to go to our next rock. Here's our next rock up on our projector. Please write down igneous or sedimentary. All right, 1, 2, 3. Hold those whiteboards up. Awesome. Great job. All right, now we're going to erase our answers. We have 1 more rock. This is our last rock over here on the projector. Sedimentary or igneous? One, 2, 3. Awesome. You guys can go ahead and erase those whiteboards. Make sure you put the caps back on your markers and return them to the middle of the table. Now we're going to go ahead and we are going to take our notes back out. And I want you guys to look over your sedimentary rocks notes. I'm also going to pull that visual that we looked at earlier back up on the board on the formation of the sedimentary rocks. So go ahead, take a moment, read over your notes, and look at our visual up here. We'll give you guys a moment. All right. Awesome job, guys. Now I want you to close your notes and put them away. Put your notes away. Now there is a paper in the middle of the table. And you're going to pick up their final paper in your desk basket. And I want you guys to write your name on top of it. Now I have a copy of the worksheet that I'm going to pull up on my projector. Here's what your worksheet looks like. So as you can see, there's different rocks on your worksheet. Underneath each rock, I want you to write whether you think it's an igneous rock or a sedimentary rock. We're gonna do this silently. Should just take you guys a couple minutes. And then when you are finished, I want you to return your paper back in the basket. All right, great job, guys. So go ahead, turn those papers in the middle of the table, back in your basket. Awesome job. All right, now we're gonna pull our visual back up. Awesome, so yesterday we learned about igneous rocks. Today we learned about sedimentary rocks. Tomorrow we are gonna learn about our last major type of rock. Carter, can you go ahead and read our objective that we learned today?
Sure. Given 10 pictures of rocks, your student will be able to identify sedimentary rocks with no errors.
Awesome. So can anyone in class explain the first step in the formation process for the sedimentary rocks? Can anyone tell me what that first step is? Timmy?
Weathering.
Weathering. Great job. Great answer. Now, what can we predict that sedimentary rocks are going to have between those layers? Ashton?
Fossils.
Fossils. Yup, just like we did our project, we saw in between those layers, there are fossils. So yesterday, when we learned about igneous rocks, how can we contrast between how the sedimentary and how the igneous rocks are formed? What is that difference? Billy?
Igneous rocks are formed when lava cools.
Yup, and it hardens.
Yes. And sedimentary rock forms with weathering, erosion, and the rest of the steps.
Great answer. Great job. All right, guys. You guys can push in your chairs, and we are going to go to lunch now.